Hi, I'm Shelley Maurer,
And I'm Cher Emmerich. Welcome to Life Lessons from Pickleball,
where we engage with pickleball players from around the world about life on and off the court.
Thanks for joining us.
Before we get started, we have something really exciting to share.
Our book, Life Lessons from Pickleball, is now available on Amazon, and a portion of every sale is donated to Operation PaddleLift.
Your purchase helps deliver paddles, nets, and resources to underserved communities around the world.
Thank you for being a part of growing the game we all love. Now let's jump into today's episode. Welcome everyone to Life Lessons from Pickleball. Oh, we are so excited today to be speaking with Scott Manthorne. Scott, your life revolves around connection. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, you're seeing his pickleball book slowly rising, and we are definitely going to talk about that. You've recently written 3 best-selling books, The Network Effect, The Military Effect, and now The Pickleball Effect. Let's see that book. The Pickleball Effect. Very pretty, actually.
Scott, your journey is amazing. You grew up along the coast of Maine, raced off to Florida for college, and somehow ended up living this beautiful split life between both states. You coached your daughter through years of softball, built networks and communities around the world, launched ventures, and then when your daughter graduated, you stepped into your nomadic chapter of life.
And that's just part of it. You earned a black belt in Taekwondo, spent almost 2 years exploring Costa Rica, where I think you actually know nearly everybody there associated with pickleball, and you became a storyteller almost by accident, and now you're the author of 3 books.
Scott, we're so happy to have you here. Let's start with what inspired your first book, The Network Effect.
Well, I was actually in Costa Rica.
Huh?
I had just finished a short-term consulting role with a global tech company who prominently fired me while I'm in Costa Rica. And I was really mad for about 2 hours. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign to get down and get dirty and take 5 months or so and put this first book out. So that was the impetus. They were mentioned a little bit in the book, not by name. You could figure it out. And there you go with book number 1.
And so tell us a little bit about this whole effect idea.
You know, I wish I could take credit for that, but my publisher, Michael Bass, who owns a company called Atlas Elite Publishing, came up with the idea. And the Effect series was born. So the books were written before the website came out, which actually was launched this spring. And now there'll be a consistent number of books that will come into this universe, The Effect. So the next one will be The Wellness Effect, and they just will continue to slot in, and then the communities will start to integrate with each other.
I love that. And your Military Effect book, very touching for me. I have a number of people in the military in my family. I'm not associated with it and don't actually know that much about it. So I love that you've brought in each of your books, you bring in people's stories, right?
I do. And I'm also a civilian, no connection to the military, almost no connection whatsoever. And that's a story in itself for another podcast. But I'm now a civilian advocate and got to meet 50 amazing men and women who protected our country and still do.
So what pushed you into your nomadic chapter of life?
The cold winters of Maine.
Need you say more?
I've always traveled, but I just felt like maybe it was time to not connect to another place. I'd lived in the same place in Maine on that second trip home for 13 years. And just felt like it was time to just kind of tool around and see what I could get connected into.
And so now do you call any one place home, or is everywhere you go home for you?
I have a legal address in Florida, but no, home is where I am. Home is where the best company is in front of me.
Where the heart is, eh?
Yeah.
And where your pickleball paddle is, by the way.
It is.
So what was going on in your life when you were first introduced to pickleball?
I was a 20-year hardcore tennis player who used to giggle or snicker at the pickleball players because they were in my way getting to the tennis court. And long story short, had an unpleasant experience in tennis, enough to cause me to take a break from the game.
Oh.
My mixed doubles partner at the time in tennis also left, and not long after called me up and said, "Hey, you want to go to this gym and try pickleball?" I'm like, "No," but I did, and it ends up that one of the ladies in my book, Olivera, was the one who was in the gym that day who taught us how to play the game, and is now featured in the book as one of the 50 authors.
Oh, that is so cool. So tell us about the book. Tell us about these authors and what you asked them to share with you.
So it's a real interesting collection of 50 typical personalities in pickleball. I did not go heavy on the big names because a lot of times they're a little bit more famous to themselves than they are to everyone else. In fact, one of the authors in the book coined the phrase pickleball famous, which I think is hysterical. Right? This also has 50 people. I mean, never write a book with 50 again, but this also has 50 individuals, and it's from a 19-year-old Brooke Revolt on the Next Gen Tour to 87-year-old Dr. Loida Medina, who was on Secrets of the Blue Zone on Netflix a few years ago.
Oh,
really wide.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There it is. The
There it is.
Pickleball Effect.
So-
I really like that design. Go ahead, Shell.
No, I was just going to say, what made you first realize that pickleball deserved an effect book?
When I was getting comfortable with the military effect, getting into market and working on some of those things, I was just kind of looking for book number 3. The Pickleball Effect was actually an idea I had last year, and I kind of laughed myself out of it. But as I continued to navigate through the sport, I'm like, wow, can I infuse pickleball into the military world more than it is? And it's not that infused in the military world yet.
Oh.
So I thought it'd be a really cool bridge to bridge a sport to a community. And now I know, as everyone does, or most do, that there are some facets of pickleball in the military, but not that many. So, I started talking to some people about this silly game with a silly name, and off to the races we went, with really no network in pickleball whatsoever.
You've been playing. How long have you been playing?
Recreationally, about 3 years.
Okay.
But I didn't really know any owners of teams or players or nobody. I didn't know anyone, really. And it just kind of started crawling through my different verticals and trying to figure out who was who, and started getting introduced. And then it was very easy and very quick to get into the vertical.
There's something about that community, I think, that just is so accessible person to person.
Yeah. And when you meet people like Sleeves, who has a senior pickleball report and lives in a yurt in New Mexico, it's amazing how fast you can move from point A to point B in this game.
It's very cool to get to see the different variety of personalities, the different kind of lifestyles, and here's this one thread of this silly game with a silly name that has such an impact.
Well, Leave, who introduced me to the game, for years served on the International Gymnastics Foundation, or the Federation. Like, she was an Olympic judge,
Oh,
right?
my.
Whose husband is a world-renowned musician.
Wow.
But I met her in a gym with her pink this and her purple that, and I didn't know who she was. Right? And then I come to find out she's BFFs with Nadia Comaneci, and she's run around this globe. But when you see her story and you see her videos, the thing that's impacted her most in the heart is teaching Special Olympics children how to play pickleball.
Oh.
And that means more to her than anything that she's done in her journey of life.
Oh.
That's cool.
That's
really
so cool. So cool. Tell us a couple other stories from your book.
Let's go to the other side of the equation. So Joe Ganascoli played Vito on The Sopranos for 5 years.
He was a guest on our show.
And Joe is a unique sort. He's a good man.
Yes, he is.
But
He's a
Joe is
character.
Joe, right? So I had to kind of translate a lot of things to get to the story part of what I could put in a book. But, Vito lost almost 100 pounds playing pickleball, and it really gave him a new lease on life, and he loves this game.
Mm-hmm.
Loves who else unique? I mean, so many. Darius Christian is a trombone player for the global touring band Mumford and Sons,
Oh,
and is also a 5-0 teaching pro. So he'll
Oh,
go around
wow.
the world and go out onto court, whatever, play pickleball with people. They don't know who he is. And then at the end of the day, they'll be like, hey, want to come to my show? We're like, we don't even know who you are. Because, on the court, he's Darius, right?
Right.
So no idea whatsoever. Neat story is with a woman named Taylor Garcia. Taylor was a tour player for a few years, went back into DC to start working in a career more in government, thought she had an interest in military. Taylor is now pursuing her dream of becoming an Air Force pilot
oh
in the
my.
military. And I was able to introduce her to one of my authors for my second book, who left in 2022 as the lead pilot for the Thunderbirds performance team. So
Wow.
From
connected
the
those two
Military
together.
Effect book.
Yep.
Oh, brilliant.
I kind of connected them together and forgot about it. And then one day I got a text with a photo of the two of them. Like, oh, I forgot about this. So that's a
Oh,
connection across the two verticals.
That's been your whole life, right? Connections, connecting people.
It really has. And to be able to go to storytelling is interesting. And the next evolution will be something around AI animation, AI. I don't call them movies, but kind of, I think you're going to see a little bit more interactive stuff come out that'll come off of at least my last two books, and hopefully moving forward all the books.
say more about that. What do you mean?
The world consumes information in a lot of different ways, and with AI moving at the speed it is, you can now almost create live communities.
Oh,
Oh.
Maybe turn them into animation. So you can do
Oh.
animated Pickleball Effect, but maybe it's an animation of children who were on their phones and now are playing pickleball. Or, I mean, there's a lot of things you could do with that. And so you can really spread the game, spread the joy of it, maybe gamify it to a certain extent, maybe raise money in the back end, turn it into a newsletter. There's a lot of things you can do, but so many people are consuming content and they want interaction with it.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
a positive way to use AI.
it is a positive way to use AI. Yeah. Why do you think pickleball creates such powerful communities so quickly?
Because it gets back to the simple element of people talking to people and having fun. I mean,
Yeah.
listen, I was competitive. I was a martial arts instructor, right? And I'm a decent tennis player, but the nature of pickleball has nothing to do with the score, nothing to do with the little quirky medal you win or the shirt or whatever, and everything to do with laughter, giggling, funny terms, you know, dropping down barriers. People want to be people. And this is a place they can go and be themselves. And you don't see people dropping their heads in their phone very much when they're playing pickleball.
Isn't
No,
So,
that the truth? Isn't that the truth? Sometimes between games, but even then, not usually.
I
The
know.
phone is way far away.
and even being a youth sports coach, I never saw the bridge that I see in pickleball. I sat with a 23-year-old for an hour talking about whatever, watching pickleball. There's nowhere else that this is going to
Right.
happen, right?
Right.
The commonality is in the game. It's not in a lot of the other pieces, right? But
Right.
you'll sit next to them, they'll sit next to you, and you can have this cross of conversation and interaction.
So cool. And on the court, too, you can play with a really young player or a really older player, and it can still be equally competitive. I just am amazed at the accessibility of it.
Well, I'll share. One of my authors from the Military Effect is 74 now. I think
Um,
he's the most interesting man I've ever met.
Oh,
Two
wow.
years ago, he was on a 12-person team that rode across the Atlantic,
whoa.
3,000
Wow.
miles, 43-day race, right? He still teaches CBs. He's like this amazing personality. But he said to me one day, he goes, I don't feel like I'm relevant anymore. because the world often turns sideways as people get older and so forth. But in pickleball, if you can get on that court, you are relevant.
Yes.
Right.
I played with 87-year-olds. I played with a 91-year-old. If they can talk and walk, then you are relevant. And so it has this generational crossing over. You want to stay relevant? Move. And if you can move onto a pickleball court, do it, because you're going to have a lot of fun with a lot of people.
Indeed. And you don't even have to walk.
No.
There's adaptive pickleball. Twyla Adams, one of our guests, in a wheelchair, and she's winning tournaments, and she plays with able-bodied and challenged bodies. And I mean, it's amazing the adaptability of any age, personality, religion, politics.
Yeah, takes it
It's
away.
all really.
Yeah.
Well, Marianne Orr's in our book. Marianne Orr was a accomplished singles tennis player in wheelchair.
Oh my.
Now she's a top singles player in pickleball.
Pickleball.
And she met her husband, or they reconnected because of pickleball. Her story's in the book, but she basically reconnected with someone that she knew earlier in life. They reconnected back on the pickle court, reignited a friendship and a romance, and they got married.
Oh my gosh. See?
And
Pickleball for
certainly
singles.
has a big reason for that ever happening.
Oh, that is really sweet.
Yeah.
So I love that your book is the kind that you don't have to read it from beginning to end. You can pick it up any day, read a new inspiring story, feel moved to improve our own lives because of the stories that we read, and to be reminded that this game has, in fact, a world-changing effect, a life-changing effect. That
Every
is so
story has its own unique twist to it.
Yeah.
There's a story in there with a couple who had a club in Boston. This older woman had lost her husband, was basically a full-time stewardess. It was the only thing she had left in her life, and she was starting to go downhill. And she had a support dog named Mr. Washington. And so she went into a pickleball club one day, kind of fell in love with the whole community thing, started playing pickleball, became the grandmother of the pickleball club. Mr. Washington was there with her for the first years before he passed away. And she'll tell you, and she was interviewed by one of our authors actually on a short clip, that this game saved her and extended her life out, right?
Wow.
And Mr. Washington is a legendary story now within those circles.
Oh my gosh, the legacy that
Mr.
you're
Jefferson.
sharing.
I said it wrong, Mr. Jefferson.
Oh, Mr. Jefferson? Yeah, well, one of those presidents.
Yeah.
Oh my
So this
gosh.
is a great one. So one of the most notable people on the pickleball scene right now is Megan Fudge and her husband Ryler, and they travel the world, right? And we interviewed them in Frankie, which is their U.S.-based RV where they travel the country. They live in an RV. And Megan's telling us a story about them being in India or somewhere, because they're always over there playing, and both kids play well.
So cool.
And so her son's like, "Can I go play open play?" And she's like, "Whatever, I'm over here doing a match, do your thing." He goes onto a court with all age people, plays open play. And she finishes her game and he's done, comes back, nowhere to be found. "Where's my son? I'm in India. Where's my kid?" Turns around and looks back at like the main area, not a bar, but kind of a common area to sit. And her son's basically up in a high chair sitting next to a 7-year-old man talking shop about pickleball and life after they just finished playing together for like the last hour.
Oh, they're cute.
Where else in the world and what else in the world could you be doing and have that experience? I mean, come on. That is so neat. So neat. I know that I believe that in business you say, yeah, there's your Pickleball Effect book. Come on. We keep saying, show us, show us, show us. Absolutely. By Scott Manthorne. And in business, you have 3 key strategies. I understand that: flexibility, relationship depth, and time management. And it occurs to me those could actually be very impactful in pickleball. Can you speak to that if you agree?
Sure. I don't know how much depth I can go into on that comment, but yeah, I think any tactics are important tactics in games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when I was thinking about it, on the court, we absolutely have to be flexible. We don't know where the ball is going to come. We think we do, and then it doesn't, and then we have to be able to move really fast. And then time management also, how you spend that minute, that second that the ball is coming. If you're not focused and all, you're going to miss it.
Yep.
And the relationships are so important. And with the opponents as well as our partners, I just feel like everything about your life, the connection, the raising up other people's stories, the playfulness, especially in pickleball, it just feels like it all comes together in what you're doing in this effect genre. I really love it.
Well, it's neat on the court how the personalities are fairly evident. You're moving around at a clip where it's hard to hold back the kind of person you are.
Yeah.
Right? I used to say, go play golf with someone you can learn who they are real quick. You learn very quick in pickleball. Right? But the adaptability or the flexibility of what's their playing style, what's their playing speed, what are they trying to learn or work on? Like, you can always be a servant in pickleball. Always.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want to go mash something, play in a tournament. If you want to get mashed by someone, play in a tournament. But recreationally, come on, have some fun.
I like that. I like that. In fact, one of our guests made the comment, don't be the person. What is it, Shelley? Don't be that person
Don't be the reason that someone doesn't come back to play pickleball.
There you go.
You don't ever want to be that reason.
That somebody doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that quote. I heard another one that said, pickleball gave the world the permission to have fun again.
I really
right?
So
like
true,
that.
right?
Because it really came out during COVID, and COVID was really the evolution of this game. And think about if COVID hadn't happened, and none of us are jumping up and down because of COVID and the pandemic, but
Right.
without it, we wouldn't be sitting here right now. This industry would not have kickstarted without the pandemic.
That's right. That's right.
Right? And if you think about it, it's giving a chance for the globe to heal.
Yeah.
The
I'm
game
getting
can go
chills.
international and
Yeah.
is going international, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
So is it divine plan? I don't know, but it's it's a simple thing that will mean so much to someone else if you just share it with them.
Absolutely true. So let's see that book again. The Pickleball Effect. So, in all of this adventure you've had around pickleball, maybe even with the other adventures, your other books, what are some of the life lessons that either that you have gleaned in life that you find yourself using when you're playing pickleball, or while you were on the court, something happened, you thought, oh my gosh, there is a life lesson for me?
Well, I always teach this to people in business, but I think if you listen more than you speak, you're always going to see and hear good things. Right? Also, keywords can start amazing conversations. And the keyword could be something as simple as Rutgers University or Orange, or it doesn't matter, right? Jimmy Buffett, right? I mean, when you throw out keywords, you get responses quickly, and it's a very easy way to just get things moving.
So, give me an example.
Above what I just said?
Yeah, about what you just said, keywords. What does that mean?
Yeah, like I said, if you use a keyword like Roger Federer, okay?
So you just say it. You just say Roger Federer.
You bring it up in conversation, but it's an easy way to start a discussion because people are always like, "Where are you from? What do you do? Right? Why are you asking this question?" Like, I mean, now in pickleball, people talk about paddles all day long, and there's 2,000 paddles. How do you keep up with that? There's so many ways that you can just move discussion as long as you want if you just keep asking that question or use a cutesy term from pickleball, right? Less thinking, more dinking, or
That's for sure.
or less bitching, more kitchen. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can come up with.
Less thinking, more dinking. I definitely need that one.
Don't you wonder like what those gentlemen from Bainbridge were doing when they came up with this thing? Because it's really a bunch of cutesy things that are going to make you laugh, and they're
exactly.
kind of meant to be dirty in some ways. And they come up with this box up by the net that causes all these kind of things to happen. I mean, it's really a brilliant game when you think about the whole thing.
It really is. In fact, Joel Bell is the son of one of the founders, and he's local. We're in the Seattle area, so Bainbridge is just right around the corner from us. And Joel was saying that the kitchen was designed after the game had kind of been developed by these parents for the kids who ended up not being able to play much because all the parents kept wanting to play. But they used the kitchen because some of the taller players were just beating the hell out of all the other people on the other side. And so they said, no, you got to have this kitchen. You can't come that far. So every little bit had this purpose that now we benefit from because it's such an awesome game.
And you think about it, like someone's telling the guys, the only time I can get him in the kitchen. I mean, you could just go all day long with this stuff, right?
You can just go all day long, yep.
And, when people are like, you dinking, I mean, if you say this out in public to people that don't understand the game, like, what would you just say?
What?
That's how you can find your peeps.
Right.
Like if they get what you said. Oh, you're
and the
a
most
pickleball
bizarre
player.
thing is the scoring system. I'm like, they came up with this just to mess with people.
Just so we couldn't remember
I do think that was.
No,
I
you
think
don't start.
you're right.
You start. No, you're not one. You're two. You're zero. Huh? It took me like 6 weeks to figure out the scoring system.
In fact, that was the hardest thing for me to learn. Of all the things in pickleball, I just had the hardest. And even now, we'll say, "Oh gosh, what's the score? Who served this last time? I don't know." And pretty amazing.
And we're also
game.
their terms. Ernie, like who's Ernie? Right? Like, an ATP and stacking. I thought they were talking about pickles. I'm like, but that's where it came from. I'm sure the term came from pickles, right?
I bet you're right. Oh, that's so fun.
So it's like
you have had what's that?
It's its own bizarre world.
Its own bizarre world, and I love being in it. Don't you, Shel?
I am happy to be here, and I'm happy to be a conduit of these 50 people that all of us know, whose stories are completely relatable to each other, and they're timeless too, right? This is timeless.
Yeah.
So it'll be a fun run, and I hope that your podcast far outlasts this book and its relevance. But it's something that will be in conversation for several years.
Absolutely. And we have our own Life Lessons from Pickleball book that was just published too. So I think they'd make a great combo.
Yeah.
They would.
It's a little like a stocking stuffer kind of book for, same idea. Yeah.
That's
very
great.
cool.
I'm going to have to do a reverse interview and learn about that.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, well, Scott, so people can buy your book online, obviously. Yes. And so it's on Amazon. And
on Amazon, your normal channels, theeffectseries.com. That's where all the player bios are. That's where there's going to be lots more podcast interviews will be there. We're featuring 6 charities in pickleball for the next 5 months, trying to increase their awareness, including MAX, Military Adaptive Court Sport. And then they can also learn about the other books while they're on that website.
That's excellent. And I'm excited for your next one. Is it the health? What is
the Wellness Effect will be number 4.
Wellness Effect.
That'll be out sometime this spring. And I'm doing a series of books around crypto and energy and water and real estate and kinds of different things.
You're going to be a busy guy, Scott.
No, AI is...
AI is going to be busy.
Yeah. It's funny. We can end it on this if you want, but I've been a poet for a number of years, and so back in my 20s, I started writing poetry, but it was mostly to a friend or a 50-year roast or whatever. And I started writing to my daughter, and so she won't see this before it comes to her. But I wanted to write her a poem for Christmas, and I can do these things pretty fast, 15 or 20 minutes. But I'm like, I'm going to go on to chat and see what they can do. And lo and behold, chat nailed it. I mean, as good as I could have written, chat did it with no corrections needed. And so that's going to my daughter for Christmas. I'll tell her that AI did it. She'll get a kick out of it. But you still have to bring the idea to chat in order for it to work. And it'll still be real. It'll still be
Yes,
relevant. It'll still
that's
be
right.
raw.
That's
Yeah, it's
so
amazing.
cool. Well, I'm excited that you have these other books in the offing, but I think the Pickleball Effect book is the most exciting. And
Yeah.
we're so glad that you came on. Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you for being here. I know you're super busy even now, and you got all these podcasts
Heart.
and other things that you're doing to promote the book. And we know that our audience is totally excited to have learned about it too. So thank you, Scott. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. I think this will be rare because I'm going to try and get my authors on podcasts instead of me. They're way more interesting.
No, but you need to be on the podcast too. And thank you all. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, the Pickleball Effect on Amazon. Go for it and learn about all these other people who you already are like, because you love the game, and so do they, and so do we. So thank you all, and we look forward to a new conversation next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you love our podcast, we'd be so grateful if you'd take a few seconds to follow or subscribe to Life Lessons from Pickleball. This ensures you'll never miss an episode and helps us continue these wonderful conversations.
On Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen, go to the show page and tap the follow button in the top right corner. And on YouTube, click the subscribe button under any of the episodes.
Thanks so much. Hope to see you on the court.